warriors of light. We can't quit. It's about freedom. It's not about a revival, but it's about a revolution that brings forth freedom. Your choice chooses you. Come on, warriors of light. We can't quit. Follow truth. It's not about revival, but it's about a revolution. Your choice chooses you.
Are you ready to dive deep? Let's seek together and move beyond the status quo, where the hidden things belong to the Lord. There is a generation who is no longer satisfied with playing church. This is your day. This is your hour. It's time for the real seekers to stand up and be counted. This is The Quest for Truth with your host, Corina Pataki.
Your choice chooses you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Quest for Truth, Hidden Mysteries TV. I am your host, Corina Pataki, and I am so excited to have with us yet again, Akura, all the way from Germany. Akura, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for the second interview. It is so much to talk to you.
I enjoyed it, and thank you for being willing to stay. I know it's kind of late in Germany, but we did the one interview, and it was so amazing. I encourage all of you to watch it. And this interview, we're going to go even a little bit deeper, where we're going to be talking about some experiences that you have had. You and Marcel, your twin flame, have had. And if you did not watch the first interview, I encourage you to watch it, but just really fast. Akura, for people that have not watched it, just give them a little bit of a background story on who you are. And
okay,
who you are now. Who you are.
Yes. I'm Akura. My name is Sandra. I'm 32 years old, and I'm from Germany. I'm a starseed and a psychic medium, and I'm guiding starseeds in the awakening process.
Yes.
And I love this work so much. We talked about it in the first interview. So how I was guided to the starseed subject. Yeah.
So in that process, Akura, you've come, from your childhood, your teenage years, your adolescent, and then you're an adult, and you were awoken into this reality of who you are and what your assignment is. And when the pandemic happened, 2020 started, right? So during the pandemic, you had you and Marcel, who is your twin flame, you had a huge I call it in my lingo encounter, but I know there's another word that you would use for it. And it was quite a long encounter. It was probably, from what you said, probably between 4 to 6 weeks time frame.
Circa, yeah. I have to talk about it a little bit more, I think, so that people understand what's going on behind the scenes. We are in a cosmic war, and I felt this has mostly started in 2020, since we have the situation, and we had a cosmic war in April 2020, and many people saw these ships on the sky. So it happened during a weekend, and I felt so much happened there. I felt so massive explosions energetically, and I felt this took place in higher dimensions. I was so nervous, so excited, I couldn't sleep. It was like I was awake during the entire weekend, and then friends called me and they told me, oh my gosh, I went for a walk last night, I saw the ships on the sky, they are in a wall, Star Wars is real.
So Akura, they physically saw the ships?
Yes, on the sky. Yeah,
okay.
On the night sky. Yeah, I had not the feeling to leave the house because we had the first lockdown in Germany, and I felt so much happened there. I was so nervous and so excited. And then after people told me that they saw ships on the sky, I told Marcel, okay, now let's try to. Then on Monday, we went out for a walk in the middle of the night, and then we saw a few ships as well. These were physical objects with red light. Okay. And they were flying like this, circa group of 30 or 40 ships, circa. And I felt these were the dark forces. So this energy was very strange. But we saw also very high frequent objects on the sky. They were non-physical. They were so beautiful. So almost every night we went out for a walk. And this happened in April 2020. And this energy was so uplifting. And this non-physical objects, they looked like spirits. It was so beautiful. And I received since April 2020 that we got this, or it's over. It's like I felt the light forces, they celebrated us, and so many people saw these ships on the sky. And then I received a message in April 2020 that every year, April will be important. April 2021, April 2022. I'm not sure what's about to happen on April 2022, but many psychic mediums saying the same, that something is about to happen, but I don't know. My galactic family is telling me nothing about it. What will happen? I don't know. But I only know that April is important. And that's the interesting thing. In April 2021, 1 year later, I had a YouTube channel before the Akura YouTube channel, and I uploaded starseed videos, light language transmissions, and I did my work. And then it has started with very strange comments on my YouTube channel. At first, I tried to get it here. Oh, maybe these are teenagers, young adults, they don't like me. So I ignored these comments, or I deleted them, I blocked them. But these comments became more numerous. And these attacks were stronger, and I felt, no, this is something different. I felt so much darkness behind it. And then they joined all my social platforms, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, every social platform which I used. And these attacks became stronger. So, and I was questioning, what's going on? Are these bots, or what is that? Then I was thinking about it. I have to call the police. Maybe a virus is on our computer. So we tried to get it here. And then I remembered the message which I had in April 2020, that every year April will be important. And I received that this galactic war, this cosmic war, took place in higher dimensions in April 2020. So, and I received a message that this is coming down into lower dimensions. And then exactly 1 year later, it has started with these attacks on my YouTube channel. They tried to divide my community. The old community were not sure anymore. What is true? What is wrong? Then they uploaded old pictures of me. They are not online on YouTube anymore, or old videos of me. And they asked me very weird questions. And actually, nobody knows this. This can only, know people which are following me during a long, long time, because I had more YouTube channels before, and I'm on YouTube since 10 years, circa. I'm a YouTuber, and they know all these videos. They uploaded very old videos of me. They were not online, or they asked me questions about specific people. Are you still in contact with them? And it was like, how do they know? And then I was sure, no, this is something different. And these attacks became stronger and stronger and stronger. And I always felt, I have the feeling somebody's observing us. Somebody is observing us. This feeling was very strange. And then before I deleted all my social platforms at the end of April, May 2021, because these attacks were so horrible, it was like I was not sure anymore if I talked to real people or are these bots.
So they were contacting you through your YouTube channels in 2021 with all these pictures or questions that they should not know about you unless they've been following you a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I was in contact with my friends, but it was not my friends, it was them.
Wow. Okay.
So a good friend of me, she left a message on Facebook, and it was only a neutral text without any emotions. And I saw this mail. It is not her. And I had no opportunity anymore to talk to my real friends. They hacked into the entire system. So even when I tried to call them, nothing worked.
So
my
you
cell
could not
phone
get,
was destroyed, laptop was destroyed, so nothing has
you could
worked.
not get in contact with anybody that is like your friends at that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. So she left a comment, and I asked her after I returned, did you leave this message? I received a very strange message by you. And then she said, no, I never sent you a message. It was like, what the? Okay. And then I can remember I left one of the last posts on Facebook because these attacks became so strong. Even when I tried to call to friends, talk to friends with my phone, or when I tried to call my bank, because they hacked into my PayPal as well, and they booked sessions with me. They booked sessions with me and uploaded other pictures, for example, and then I did readings for these people of these pictures, right? Because I believed it is them, but it was the other people. So it was so confusing. And when I figured that out, oh my gosh, they are booking also sessions with me, then I transferred them the money back as best as I can. Gotcha. But yeah, then last but not least, I left a post on Facebook and I asked for help. So what should I do? These are not only bots. I have to call the police. There was the logical step. And then I received comments by friends. I know them personal. So I know them personal, not that we are all the time together, but I know them and they would never say things like that. And then they left comments like, you are paranoid, Sandra. What's up with you? Everything is just okay. Then the other guy told me, oh, please call the police. You will see they can't help you because we use technology. The police don't know this technology. Try it. And they called me paranoid. What's going on with you, Sandra? Everything is just okay. And then I was sure, no, this is something different. And then negative frequencies came out of the computer. Toxic frequencies. I think it was 5G or energy weapon, which they used. Mm-hmm. And every time when I turned on the computer, everything hurt it. My head hurt it. My heart hurt it. So my back hurt it. And it was like that. So I couldn't do my work anymore. And I only knew this is something different. But it was very strange. I was able to talk to my family. This was strange. So when I was in conversation with my family via Facebook, I was able to talk to them for sure.
Wow.
Because I talked to them and they said, yes, I received your message. Or when we had a call, I was able to talk to them. But they had also into the connection as well, that one of my family members was surprised. What's going on with the connection? So something like that. Or boom, the call broke up. So then I had to call them again. So what is happening all the time? But I was able to talk to my family. So this is a little bit strange, but yes. And before I deleted all my social platforms, I was also in contact with very strange people on Telegram as well. Mm-hmm. So I talked about it on my YouTube channel. And I felt before, these are not good souls. They are not nice. Yeah. And they had very weird questions. For example, one of these questions was, do you believe that the soul is located in the heart, or do you believe the soul is circulating in the blood? So this question, so why is this person asking me this question? Then the other person told me, do you know we reptilians like it when it's getting warm? But right now it's very cold. Last year in winter, it was very cold in Germany, very cold. Mm-hmm. Texas too, it was super cold. And then this person told me, we reptilians like it when it's getting warm, but it's a cold, Sandra. So why these people are telling me this? Yeah. Then the other person told me, join the hyperspace. Then the black helicopter will appear. Join the hyperspace. So what is going on? It was like, do I talk to the real people or all these them? So they hacked into the system. I don't know. Yeah, and this is what happened before I deleted everything, because I knew this is something different. I always had the feeling somebody is watching us. Somebody's watching us all the time. And then these negative frequencies came out, and then I deleted everything. Mm-hmm. Then all our devices were destroyed, Marcel's devices too. Mm-hmm. And then we observed that all the time, because we were located in a city. It's called Leipzig in Germany. We were surrounded by neighbors. And then we observed that always the lights were on by the neighbor's house all the time during the entire night. And I always felt somebody's watching us. And then we looked out of the window and there were people and they were only standing behind the window. They didn't move, only this, all the time. And then when we saw them, they did this. So like they are disappearing. And this is what Marcel saw. And we felt this before, that something is very strange. So these attacks, what's going on? Yeah, and we were never surrounded by our real neighbors. So these were only holograms. We were in the other dimension.
So for the ones watching, so it started 2020 in April with physical, literal ships, spaceships above, outside, where your friend saw it, and then you and Marcel went out, you saw it. And then the next April, so April 2021, all these weird things started happening, which you thought was in the physical realm, but then you realize, wait a minute, there's something more that's happening here. It's another dimension that this is happening, or another realm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Of course. And then I had something like an awakening. I felt a very lightful energy which came down to me through my crown chakra. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was like I had something like awakening again. And then I watched all these people which I was in contact with, also these people which said to me, hey, we reptilians like it when it's getting warm. It's so cold right now. And then I saw all these pictures of these people. It was like I saw their real form. So I saw their real form, and then I saw this lizard. So holy shit. It was like I received something like an upgrade, and I was like that. It was shocking me. So, oh my gosh, because I felt it before. But I saw their real form, their real energy. And it was like, I don't know which energy it was. Maybe it was my galactic team, my galactic family, because this energy was very lovely. Very lovely. But at the same time, these people observed us all the time. And after I deleted all my social platforms, even my mail, I received so strange mails by so strange people as well. They sent me pictures of Michael Jackson, for example, because they knew that I have a connection to him since I'm a child. And then they said, look at him. Do you really believe he's so good? And then they attached a picture of an Egyptian, of a pharaoh. So to confuse me, they wanted to reprogram me, that I question everything. Or I received a message by a person, and this person said, actually, I'm from Italy. I'm interested in a reading with you. Do you know that Michael is not such a good guy? I know that you like him very much.
Wow.
I received, very strange mails.
I know for the ones that are watching, you're probably questioning a lot right now, because it just doesn't kind of make sense. So that's why I want to help translate a little bit. So what had happened to you, the 2020 natural, the real world that was happening. Now 2021, all these things were happening. For instance, the neighbors around you, the lights being on all the time. So what you're saying is later on you realized it wasn't happening in this realm, in this reality. It was another one.
Yeah, but we stayed in our flat.
Yes. So you guys, there are different realms. There are different realms and realities that are around. If our eyes were to be open, we would see all the different realities and realms. So what happened to Akura and Marcel, where they somehow entered another one of those realms, which she's going to talk about, the timeline that she saw. So at first it looked like it was the natural, like what? The neighbors are watching us. But then you realize, wait a minute, it's not in this reality. We just crossed over into another one, an alternate one, a parallel one maybe, or an alternate one. So go ahead.
Yes. Then our devices were destroyed and I deleted all my social platforms. And I can remember I left a few messages to these people because I saw their real form. And then I told them before I was gone, it was one of my last messages, I think the DS is behind us. It's the DS. Or I told them negative frequencies are coming out of the computer. So it's like my body is suffering so much. these were my last messages, and then I deleted all my social platforms, and then these attacks have started for real. It has started with lucid dreams.
Okay.
That FBI agents, they look like Agent Smith from the Matrix movies. They joined my dreams at first. And it was very, very strange, these attacks. So I saw my galactic self, my galactic being as a starseed with a skin hat and blue skin. And these FBI agents joined the room, and they talked to me. And it was like the energy was so cold by them. They had no spark in their eyes. And one of these guys catched me because I have the ability to fly in higher dimensions. And I wanted to fly away, but it didn't work. So because they were fast, and one of these FBI agents catched me and punched me against the wall. It has started with these lucid attacks. And then this FBI agent, because the DS is using codes, they are talking in codes. So I don't know these codes, but this FBI agent had a name, a code. So then he asked me, for example, I don't know what it means, and I can't translate it anymore. But the energy was like, you are Axterinuat, something like that. It was a code.
Was a code. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lucid dream. And I watched myself and I said, what is he talking about? So what is a Axterinua? So what is this? But my higher self knew it. It was very dark actually, but at the same time was very interesting because my higher self knew the code. My higher self said, yes, you are right. And I was like, what? I know it? What? So what he did was he catched me, and over my head there was a very toxic device. It was ET technology, and I received energetic shocks. It was like electricity shocks, and he laughed because these people are psychopaths. Yeah. They have no heart. They feel nothing. So he catched me, and then he enjoyed this, and he laughed like that. And then I saw myself, so how I suffering, and this electricity went through my body, and I was watching me. And then he said something like, I remember, I told him, I'm not scared to die. Kill me. I'm not scared. Then he looked at me and smiled and said, it's not about the death. We want to see you suffering.
Wow.
And then he let me go. He let me go, and then he made this goodbye. So because it was a lucid dream. And then I woke up, and I had this pain everywhere. My whole body hurt it. Here over my head, this electricity everywhere. On the left, on my ear, everywhere electricity. I cried so much because it hurted. Marcel was beneath me, and he tried to help me a little bit. He used energy. Then we took a bath. Maybe this is helping, and it got better. But it has started with these lucid attacks. Then I had a dream that one of these people, and this is so crazy, I know these people personal, which I shared with you. Yeah, I saw their real form. One of them joined one of my dreams too. And they wanted to give us the peaks. Yeah, they joined also my dreams, and they wanted to peaks me and Marcel. And everything was real. So when Marcel woke up, he had these wounds and the knobs for real of the bing, bing.
Wow.
And I started with these crazy attacks. So we couldn't deal with these attacks any longer because they surrounded our house. They were behind the window. They joined flats. And actually, I know there are other people. And these were holograms, and they had all a cell phone. It was a cell phone, and they used codes, or they got the ability to shapeshift or to teleport. And then they were in another flat, and they were our neighbor, or they broke into our house as well, and they were in front of our door, for example. And these attacks became so strong. And one night I can remember these attacks were so horrible. It was a advice. My galactic team told me it's forbidden to go into bed, to fall into sleep. You have to be awake. And I told Marcel the same message. We have to be awake this night. It's forbidden to go into sleep. It was very horrible because they attacked us all the time with these frequencies. Then we looked out of the window and then we saw holographic ships on the sky. It was the Fourth Galactic Federation because they created also holograms of them and they all attacked us. So because through these attacks, I felt so tired. So sometimes I was dizzy and I fell into sleep.
Yeah.
And then I had something like a sleep paralysis. They used their technology and I was not able anymore to open my eyes. And then I saw a blue coat. I don't know what it means, but I saw a blue coat and I heard a very strange noise. So, and I don't know, I reached it to open my eyes. And then it was so strange this night. It was like, it was an advice. My soul left my body, for example, and then my soul was in Texas. So I saw myself in Texas and then I saw pictures of John F. Kennedy. Boom, boom.
Wow,
boom.
interesting.
Yeah, pictures of him. And I asked myself, why is my soul located in Texas now? Then I saw pictures of Mr. T.
Yes.
Then I saw John. Then I saw Princess Diana. So what? Oh my gosh. And then I saw all these pictures. And then after that, my soul returned because my soul was gone. And then I felt this push. Right. And Marcel lay beneath me and we made this.
Yes.
And then I told Marcel, you will never believe what happened. Marcel looked at me, what happened? Then I said, Marcel, my soul was in Texas now. I was not in my body anymore. Did you feel something? And he said, you were very quiet. That's what Marcel said. Yeah, and then it was like my soul took over control. I only were able to observe my soul. My mind went crazy. So what's going on? I saw my galactic self, my higher self, and my higher self created something like a sacred geometric symbol. And I was in contact with the white hats. I saw the white hats too. And I saw their quantum computer. So, and the blue, because everything was blue, the blue code, even their devices were blue, then I knew, oh, yeah, that's Mr. B. These are the demo. Is them. So they attacked us.
So the blue represented how you were attacked from the other side. That's connected to the dark hats too.
They attacked us mostly. Yeah, everything was blue. So even this green, when they used codes, they were blue. When I had the sleep paralysis, the code was blue. And these FBI agents, it was a very cold energy. It's similar to Matrix, to this movie. It's very similar. And the energy too, very similar. And then it was like my soul guided me. I only could observe my soul. My soul took over control. And then I saw my galactic self. I closed my eyes and my higher self created a code. And I sent this code to the quantum computer, to the white hats. Because they're using almost the same technology to the black hats. Right? So, and these black hats, they wanted to have this code. I don't get it here till today. What code is that? But they wanted to have this code. So when I saw my galactic self creating this code, I saw the black hats too. And I said, it's FBI agents too. And they tried to catch it. Give us the code. That's the code. So, and I was like, what is going on? And my higher self told them, no, I will not share with you this code. You will abuse our teachings. So it's like my galactic self. It's so interesting when you see your galactic self. So it's like you see your higher self and who you really are. And then she sent this code to the white hats, to their quantum computer, because the black hats have also a quantum computer.
Yes. So at this point in time, you were connected in this encounter that you had. You were connecting with the white hats, Mr. T, and the technology that they have, that they are utilizing for
both. I saw both. And the black hats wanted to interrupt. They wanted to have the information and they wanted to confuse me. That's why they started with this mail as, look, do you really believe Michael is a good guy? And then they sent me a very strange picture of a pharaoh. So, no, I feel this since I'm a child that he's my brother. No, it's not working. Yeah, but they tried it. Yes. And this was very stressful for my body. I felt so tired because all the time these frequencies, these attacks. And after I sent them this code, I remember that I fell into sleep again. And then they created the sleep paralysis again. So then I saw this blue code again. Okay. And then I felt a frequency came, other energy, and they stopped with these attacks. They stopped. And then I heard a voice speaking, did it work? Did it work, Sandra? And my higher self told him, yes, it worked. Then I heard the white hat speaking, did we translate the code? Is it the right code? And then I said, yes, it worked. You helped me. And then they stopped to attack me, the black hats, because they used this code, which I sent them to stop them. It was very crazy.
Yeah.
But the black hats, the other guys, they were very angry. And then these attacks became so crazy. We had to left our flat because we believed we can meet our friends. We will find our friends. But everything looked similar to Earth. We went into the supermarket, we bought some food, but these were all holograms. And they only played this show that they're an employer, an employee. We were able to buy food, but I don't think it was real food because they were able to reprogram that. And then boom, this food was gone. So, what's going on? And intuitively, Marcel and me didn't eat a lot. So even we became very thin, but we had the feeling only drink some water and berries, not more. We only drank water and we ate berries, not more, because they were able to program them, even food, and then boom, it disappeared immediately. It was the same with these holograms. They were there and then they disappeared again. It's like a program, boom, boom. And we saw the dark AI. How the dark AI reproduced the black hats all the time, over and over and over and over again. And then we left our flat because I couldn't deal with this attacks, Marcel also not, and we tried to find our friends. Then we took a train, and as I said, everything was similar to Earth, but we were only surrounded by these crazy passengers. They all had the cell phone, and they all attacked us. And then I can remember there was a guy, he followed us everywhere, and he had a computer with him, a laptop. And then through him, I believe we joined the matrix of the black hats, because his screen was blue, everything was blue. And it was like, it's a robot, it is not a human. And I saw him typing codes. He was a passenger, and I saw he used a box. It looked like a sound box, but frequency came out of this box, and he used CD players and USB and very strange things, and the entire screen was blue. And then I saw sometimes pictures of Mr. B in this picture, boom, or Clinton, boom, boom. These pictures plop up, so holy shit. Holy shit. And then it has started. I looked out of the window. We took a seat in the train, and the mountains and the forest.
Wow.
Was shaken. So, oh my gosh, Marcel, look at what's going on with the landscape. And then we were surrounded only by these young people. They all had a cell phone. We saw, I think, their negative timeline and their plan for humanity too. And I saw a hologram of Queen too. She was beneath me. We waited on the main station in Germany. We wanted to take a train to Frankfurt because we had the impulse to travel to Heidelberg. It's a city in Germany, and we felt there is a portal in Heidelberg. We wanted to arrive in Heidelberg. That was our goal, and we knew some people there. And then we took a seat on a main station. We waited for the next train, and then I saw a person to the left. And I saw that this person wears a skirt, high heels. It was an old woman. Yeah. And then I looked to her, and it was her. It was the Queen. It was a hologram of her. She had the same style. She had this hat, the hair, her eyes, blue eyes, this teeth. Oh my gosh. Where are we now, Marcel? Wow. And then we were on this train, then this crazy guy appeared, and then it was like we are in another dimension. It felt like a parallel matrix or whatever. Yeah. Then we saw a hologram of Ashtar. Yeah, that it's a hologram, him in person. We saw the false galactic federation, and it was, we believe for real we will never break out. Never. So we searched up for our friends, but they were not there. So we knocked on doors, but holograms came out of the houses.
So you went to the houses where your friends normally would live,
for example, or other people, random people. And we observed them, how they shapeshifted. The lights were on. The lights were on. And then we saw how they shapeshifted. And then they opened the door, and they had no spark in their eyes, nothing. It was like these were dead people, or dead souls. So I think it was the lower astral realm. Yeah. It was the fourth dimension, is what I feel. So I don't know what we did there, but I only know that the black cats were very angry because I didn't share with them this code. But I don't know which code it is. I only felt it's an important code for the white hats. And they wanted to have this information. They were very angry.
Wow. So this transpired. So you went on the train, you went to look for your friends, you knocked at doors, and the ones that opened the door were completely lifeless, soulless.
Yes.
So what did you do next? Did you go back home?
Yeah. We traveled back to our flat to Leipzig, because maybe we believe maybe it's better there, but we were only surrounded by holograms. We stayed there one night, and then we had to go again because they surrounded us everywhere. So we searched up for our friends, but they were not there. So, and then my intuition told me, so I was able to talk to my family. So we were able to talk to my family. I called them. We went into the city, and I used coins to call my family. And even when we stayed in this dimension, I were able to talk to them.
Wow.
So they are not aware of that, my family. And then I told Marcel, come on, we try with my family. Maybe we will see them. We tried it, and then we crossed the border in Bavaria. It was like, are we surrounded by normal people again, or are these still holograms? And then even old people were there. Because when we joined this crazy density, we were only surrounded by young people. Only young people, 20 years, 24 years, not older. And they all had the cell phone. Yeah. So, and then when we crossed the border in Bavaria, something has changed, and then we were surrounded by normal people. So it was very confusing.
Oh, wow. So you came back into the normal dimension or reality when you crossed Bavaria. Okay.
Yeah. And in Leipzig, when we returned back home and we tried it to be there, we saw also their technology. We saw their plan for humanity as well. So we saw massive 5G towers. They were so much taller than here on Earth, and this frequency was so horrible. Marcel's hand has shaken. My feet hurted a lot. I had bloody feet.
Oh man.
It was very hurtful. Yeah, and it was like we saw their future.
Wow. So when you went back to the city where you live, you realized that you were seeing the timeline that they were trying to release for humanity.
Yes.
Wow. And this is where you encountered a lot of Mr. T, right? And the white hats.
But it was very confusing. During we stayed in their matrix by the black cats, they programmed many holograms of Mr. T as well. And he had a red cap, and it was like, it was so easy to see what they think about him because he looked so strange. For example, he was a very old man. It was one hologram of him, a very old man. He was not able anymore to move, and he drank some beer, a beer bottle.
Which he doesn't drink.
For example, so no.
Kura, do you think that this is what's happening? Because I'm realizing more and more that some people that saw the truth and they were fighting, saw the truth of what Mr. T was trying to do. And now some of these people are very confused. They think that Mr. T is part of the black hats. So there's so much confusion. Do you think that these people now are seeing the illusions that these entities are producing in that realm, and they're crossing it in our timeline? So now if we're not careful, we're going to kind of see the illusion that they're trying to make us see. Do you think
I saw so many fake Mr. T's there. So many Mr. T's. It was what's going on. So you can see it in his behavior. It's not him. And I feel, yes, they try to confuse us. Is what they tried with me too. And it was not so easy to figure out, is it the dark force now? Do I talk to the black hats or to the white hats? It was like I saw that like an ego. We were in their realm, and then we talked to them like this. So they all wanted to talk to us. It was very strange. But I'm pretty sure before we joined their matrix, when the Queen appeared, for example, that I was in contact with the white hats. So because my higher self took over control, I only was witnessing my own soul. Then she was in Texas and she saw pictures of John. It was like, I don't know what she did there, but then she created this code and I sent this to their quantum computer. So I don't know which code it is or if this is helping them, but my higher self did it, and it was advised by my galactic team before. And they told me, hold the connection to Mr. T. Hold the connection to Mr. T. It was advised by them, because even the black hats, they tried to confuse me, and then I saw all the time Mr. B, all the time him. So no, I don't want to talk to them.
Interesting. You know what I'm seeing as you're talking, how discerning we have to be, because they weave in the lies.
Yes, it's so confusing.
It can be very confusing. So we literally have to make sure we discern the truth and we pull it away. It's like undoing a thread, that has multiple threads. I'm pulling the truth, because if not, everything, they put the illusion in with a lot of truth. So that's where it's hard.
Yes, of course. This is what we can see now. So much confusion. So what is going on for real? Is it true? Is it a lie? And this is what they do, to confuse us all. But actually the truth of our heart, it is so easy.
I love that, because we are going to talk about the heart, because the questions I know for people that are watching is like, so how do I know? And it is going back to the heart, which we talked a lot about in the other interview. For instance, for me, it's really simple in a way. You look at, let's say, take Mr. T, for instance. Well, if he's fighting against what they're doing to children, that alone is a plumb line for me to realize from my heart that he's operating out of love.
I feel it too. And I saw all the time pictures in April 2020, when we had this cosmic war. I had all the time visions and lucid dreams of them in the dumps. All the time. I had all the time visions. And also other starseeds, they talk to me. I see all the time children. I see suffering children, crying children. I had these visions. It was a deep wisdom. All the time I had these visions.
So the thing is, if Mr. T, which we know he's fighting for that, that's why they all hate him so much. One of the things they hate him, then obviously he cannot be working with them. So it's this thing where they're trying to bring so much confusion by mixing in a little bit of the lie, but it's big enough in a whole bunch of the truth to bring confusion to where now you question it. You wait a minute, I thought he's good. Well, no, because I heard this and this and this about him. For instance.
I feel that one hand it's a strategy. So it's only my feeling. I see that many speeches of him are not real. These are only holograms. It's my feeling. But I'm not sure if this is a plan or the black hats creating them as holograms to confuse us all. I don't know. But I only feel this deep truth within me. And I had this lucid dreams in April 2020. I saw all the time the dumps, and other starseeds talked to me too, and they had the same visions. Then I was sure something is happening. And our Lightful sisters and brothers, they were celebrating us. I saw them all the time on the sky. I was like, they're jumping around and they are so happy and excited.
Sandra, when you engage with the true Mr. T in this realm, can you share any of the things that were exchanged, or that he showed you or they showed you? just to bring encouragement to the people that are watching, because I know there's so many people that are discouraged with the things that are happening right now. They're not seeing what they thought was going to happen, you know, in the last election and so on and so forth.
Yes, of course. I try to explain it. After we escaped this density, I reached it to escape this density because we trusted my heart. And then we were able to meet my family. So we were very, very thin. We were there, I don't know, during 4 weeks. We traveled through Germany and we tried to find the way out of this crazy matrix. We were very thin. So I were not able to talk to my family because they believe everything what they see on TV. I only told them my computer was hacked. I have no money. I have to cancel my contract with the flat. This is all what they know. But what I received was a message, and I think it was them. They told me after we escaped this density that we are here to guide the starseeds now and people, because the negative AI, they control the AI, the black cats, and they try to program people with that technology. It's like we saw that technology there. It's like these frequencies, these machines controlled humanity and the population down to us, into our reality. So, and this is what I saw, that this is gone. So I see that the cage, it was for real a cage here, and it was a slave planet because they built up a very complicated matrix. They created a copy of heaven, a copy of archangels, a copy of the Galactic Federation to deceive us all, to confuse us all, even as spiritual people, because they know that spirituality is the key, but in its real form. That's why they're mixing up many different information. There's a little bit truth inside, but actually it's not true. This is what you said. And they did it with everyone. And they had this toxic machines to send people these frequencies. And they program for real everything. That's why this episodes like Simpsons, right? They predicted so many things before because it was all predicted. It was all programmed by the AI, everything. That's why they knew everything before.
Yeah.
So this is what we saw there, how they controlled Earth and humanity with that technology. It's like we saw the controllers. It was like for real, like in Matrix. And it was like I felt their real bodies, because these were only holograms. They are somewhere else. They costumed themselves only as humans. And I felt these were ETs. These were ETs. Yeah. And sometimes when we were in horrible trouble, because we contacted our galactic team too, because it was so horrible there, sometimes they appear too as holograms. And even when they were just holograms, the vibration was totally different, even when it was only a hologram. And the most of them were violet cloves. And that was interesting. They had violet cloves or berry cloves. So I received these are the Pleiadians as holograms now. It was similar to Matrix. It's like their real bodies are somewhere else and they hack into the Matrix. The same.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting, because even that movie, you look at that movie and they're obviously it
very true. It's a documentary.
It's documentary. Wow. Okay. So after you were at your parents' house, you kind of got to rest a little bit, even though you couldn't tell them, your family, you couldn't tell them the details. Did you come back to your city and this continued?
A little bit, yeah. Holograms surrounded my family's house as well. We heard them talking. Even my family saw them, but they have another consciousness level and they see them as real people. And sometimes they joined the store as well, or when we went into the supermarket, then they surrounded us sometimes. And my family saw them too, and other people too. But these were holograms. And their behavior was very strange. You only had to observe their behavior, and then you saw, no, what's going on? This is not real. This is just a program or a simulation. So what I received was the message that many starseeds are here now to guide people back, because this matrix here in our mind, we reprogram it together now, because they are losing power more and more and more, what I get. And I don't see them as spirits anymore. I talked about it in one of my videos.
Yes.
When I was a child, I saw them all the time in their real physical form. I saw the dark ones too. But now I don't see them anymore. Experience since last year, I don't see them anymore. But what I feel is technology, that they're using technology, energy weapon, frequencies, or they appear as holograms. But I don't see them in their real form anymore. And many starseeds are telling me the same. It's like they have very crazy lucid dreams, or they see them in the astral realm, or it's like we are cleaning up all these negative timelines. And this is what I received last year too. After we escaped this density, that we are cleaning up all these timelines, and that we are guiding people back to their origin, back to their heart, that now it's the time to release all these destructive programs. Because these machines were so toxic. When you stay too much here, they were able to manipulate you and you don't know it. So, and this is what they did over and over and over again. And to confuse us all. So even when people passed away, is what I saw there. Even when souls passed away, they tried to confuse them and they believe they are in real heaven, but they only created a copy of heaven and they used that technology to imitate heaven. It was almost the same frequency. It was just a copy and paste.
Interesting. Yeah. So they're using the technology of holograms or illusions a lot to confuse people and to get them stuck in that particular reality.
Yes, in their timeline. Yeah.
Then their reality then has a particular timeline, and if they're stuck there, then they've won the battle. What do you feel? I know that there's so much that we can dive into, and I love this encounter that you had. I know it was kind of traumatic for you, but
of course, yes.
Yeah, but it made you stronger in that, and now you have more of an understanding and revelation that you didn't have before, and it's helping so many people. So when you were in this reality, I know you saw Mr. T, the correct one, not the illusion that they were trying to create.
At the beginning, yes, I think so. It was the real one.
At the beginning, what was a message that maybe he shared with you that only what you are able to share with us? Was there anything that he shared with you that you can share?
I asked him many questions, but he said many times he's not allowed to share this with us because the black hats are listening. Sure. I asked him where he is. Where is he? Because I felt this guy on TV. Isn't that him? I had this feeling, and he said, "No, I can't share this with you. It's a secret." So I can't share too much about it. So because they didn't tell me almost nothing, I only shared with them this code. And then I got the message, we are guiding people now to remember, and that we release all these 3D programs right now. That they are taking over control more and more and more, even their technology, right? We can use it for better ways as well. That's what I saw. Yeah, you can use this technology or the AI, whatever, for better ways. And this is what I see by them. And I call it the period of transition. So this is how I see them, is the next step. It's the next step. It's like we are going back, a flower is growing. And the flower needs time to grow. And for me, it is the next step. Yeah, I call it period of transition. This is what I feel about them.
Yeah. And do you feel like this is what we're in right now? We are in the period of transition?
Yeah, we are cleaning up a lot. I'm in contact with more starseeds, and they have this very weird dreams, lucid dreams. They see celebrities. I see also many celebrities in my dreams. It was like, why do I have these dreams? Why do I see them? But it's about cleaning all these negative timelines, I think so. And we saw their negative timeline. So after we escaped this density, and this was very disturbing, their plan. Yeah. Very horrible.
Yeah, because, like you said, the technology that they use seems so real. If we don't discern, we're going to fall in believing that, like what's happening right now, for instance, I'm just going to be bold and say it, what's happening in Ukraine. I believe that there's something much different that.
Yeah, I feel it too. I had a lucid dream a couple of days ago, and the result was just that the black helicopter appeared again. I had a few dreams about the future, a little bit, and I'm not sure if they are true. I'm very careful with the statements.
Sure.
I saw Mr. T again and Mr. Pooh. right?
Yeah, right.
I saw them together in this dream, and then I heard the number 2024. So, and then immediately the black helicopter appeared and was in front of our window. So it was very crazy. Yeah, it's like they always want to have the information, or they try to join the dreams. I don't know, but it's very disturbing sometimes.
Sure, absolutely. So how did this whole thing kind of end? What did you see towards the end of this? What did you feel as you came out of this? Did you feel victory, or what did you feel?
I feel this dance between light and shadow will continue, because I feel the collective, it's about them now to stand up as well. And I feel that more people will see their illusions, because they created so many illusions, so many. Even for us, it's very confusing. So, I talk to a hologram all the time, right? Because they created also holograms of our lightful sisters and brothers. And now we figure that out more and more and more and more. And all these illusions are collapsing. This is what I see. And it's a process. We see more and more and more and more. And all what remains is my feeling at the end is the light. It is the truth by the source. That this is the last thing what will remains, and we will see it together. And the collective is going through their own process. And right now they're still following the old narrative. This is what many of us are observing. So, now it's getting very dark as well. So, the behavior by many people has changed as well. Or the energy has changed. And this is what I see, that more and more people are going through their created illusions, and they see more and more and more. Then I still feel April 2022. Something is about to happen, but I don't know. My galactic team is telling me nothing.
Right.
So when I ask them, they're only smiling, say this. So not more. So, and I have always the feeling 2024, 2025, there is a shift.
Yeah.
And I had visions, and then I saw Mr. T on the stage, but I'm not sure if this is true. So, because as I said, the dark ones and the lovely ones, they talk to me all. So it's like, so much confusion.
Well, I believe you are right with Mr. T, because I've had that for a while now also. Again, it's not what we are being shown. It's things that are happening behind what we don't see, because it is a war, and but we know who's winning. So now with all of this, Akura, when people are listening to this, I know that they can be like, well, how do we know? How do we discern? Again, it's not head knowledge, it's discerning. How do we discern what's real and what's not real? Because again, there's so much stuff being thrown out there that looks real. I mean, what's going on in the government right now in America looks real. You turn on the TV and you see Mr. B, and you see, army, and you see, what's happening in Ukraine, and it looks so real.
So very real. Yeah. I know.
Discern. What is your advice to them?
What I receive is the message, nothing is what it seems. And I receive this message all the time. Then I receive also the message, it's a show. So it's like, I talk to many people and they say the same. It's like, I can't take this seriously. So even when it's very horrible for the people there, because they are scared, they are in fear. But to me, it is like we see the past. So when I see all this, what's happening now, it's like I see the past. Or I see the dark timeline a little bit by them, by the dark ones. I'm not sure. It's like I see the past. It's what I receive. And even I uploaded a video about it. For me, it's easy to figure out if an entity is a good being or not. You feel it very clear in your heart. When the black cats tried to talk to me, they only wanted to talk here. They tried to trigger me. When I have blockages, they try to dog on all my blockages. And it's all the time here, this energy, right? It looks good, it feels good, but you feel it is strange. It is just the illusion. It's just a copy, right? Copy and paste strategy. But there is nothing inside. So, for example, with Ashtar, for example, he's a very well-known person. So when I had my awakening, my starseed awakening, he was one of the first which plopped up to Ashtar. So, and I tried to talk to him, and I always felt this is not real. It was like a matrix or program when I tried to channel this person, and there was no information. It looked like a matrix or a cube, and there is no information. Nothing. And I feel that this process right now is pushing us to go back into our hearts. It's about the heart, that we feel our divine purpose and that we hold the connection to the source. When it's too confusing, because I know that the dark beings, they try to interrupt too, and they want to give us false information as well. When you're channeling, for example, I tell the people, hold the connection to the highest source. Talk to God. And it's here. It's your heart. There is no confusion. And you live your divine purpose even in the darkest hour. And when you want to create artwork, when you want to sing, like me, for example, I love to sing because I still feel this deep truth here in my heart. No one can stop this because I feel it in my heart. And this is also a gift to figure out who we really are and that we are all divine beings. So, and we only can observe this, what's around us. And when we want to help people, then I suggest help the people. Go to them, help them. So, because always pay them attention and talk about it is like we feed them. We give them power and attention. This is what I feel.
Yeah, that's so good. And if we just look at the quantum physics realm, quantum physics says that it takes an observer to create a reality. So whatever we engage our eyes or our heart, the eyes of our heart, let's say, then that becomes the source of our supply.
Yes, of course. It's like you are a navigation system.
Absolutely.
This navigation system is guiding you all the time to the same city, all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's why I think it's so amazing what you're saying, because you're connecting everything to the heart. You're encouraging people to see through the illusion, not focus on that to where they create that. See it for what it is. Go back into your heart and see what reverberates. Does that illusion feel right? If it doesn't, reject that. Don't look at that. Don't observe that, because by observing it, meaning you hook into it, you create it. So you're teaching people, go into your heart and observe the reality from within your heart. And when you observe that, you're creating that particular timeline. You're creating that reality and the timeline that comes with that reality, right?
And what I can suggest is to, when you talk to a negative being, or let's say a negative being, you feel better. You feel better when you talk to them. So you have energy, but you will lose a lot of energy at the same time. It's like your energy is stuck out and you feel so, like so powerless. So, and this is what they do. It's like they need and want your light, your energy. So you feel better. It's like you're using drugs. You feel very good, but after that you feel very, very weak and tired. It's like you lose so much energy, and then you can be sure it's not the right entity. It's not the right source, because the source is giving us energy and loves us unconditional. There are no words for that. You feel so energized. So when I remember when I met Marcel, my twin flame, for the first time, we were so full of energy. It was so energizing. There was no question. There was no confusion about this connection. We felt it so deep in our hearts, and our heart guided us to meet each other again. So this is the real truth. It's like you feel this in your entire body, and you get so much energy. You generate energy. You don't lose energy.
Such a good a plumb line again that you're putting to the viewers. So all of you that are watching, again, just catch what she just said, what Akura, the wisdom, because you put so much wisdom out there. What she said is whatever being, angelic being, celestial being, energy, whatever you're connecting with, even if you feel excited at the moment, but if you feel like it's draining you, if there's a drain, if there's a taking, if there is a taking from you, then that's not the right source, because God always pours into you, or these other beings always, you feel it's a taken and given. It's not like you're left completely depleted. So that's a good key.
Yes.
That's a very good key that you're giving.
Yeah, this is their consciousness level. They believe they can only survive when they're taking life by others. When they're taking life by others, it's the only way to survive. So that means when we pay them all the time attention, when we talk about them, but we're not changing anything. I talk about this consciousness level. So then it's like we give them all the time energy and food. They need this energy to survive. So this is what I can tell the people. And what is also very easy to figure out if it's a hologram or not, don't tap into fear. Because I believe the heart is the strongest connection and you are able to transmute everything. So and then I love it to follow the path of Yeshua. We talked about it in the first interview because I saw in the fourth dimension that Yeshua took an important role for real. Yeah. They created so many holograms of him and costumed themselves as him, but it was not him as well. And I saw that they were one of them and his twin flame. They understood this network. They understood this simulation here. They understood what's happening here on Earth. And their teachings are so simple. They are so simple for us to understand. It's about the ascension. Yeah.
It is. And let me ask you something. Do you feel that a lot of religion, or let me just be gracious, part of the religion that's controlling religion, not spirituality, religion, have been engaging with illusion of Yeshua and God the Father, Holy Spirit, the Mom, and so on and so forth, our heavenly family? Do you feel that that's one of the reasons? Okay.
Yeah. I feel these were the Anunnaki group to create all these religions that we are in a war, which God is better, my God is better, my God is true, your God is false. That we all the time in a war, in division, in isolation, that we never unite. This is what I feel, yes. And I feel that Yeshua, for example, was one of them. He understood this simulation here. He understood this network. And he wanted to help us to remember who we really are. That's why they follow them. Because in their opinion, they were dangerous. Because they knew too much. They knew too much. And they wanted to remind us. They wanted to guide us back home.
Wow. So, wow. You're giving such powerful truth here. And it's so amazing. So, Akura, again, you are encouraging people to see the difference between the truth from the illusion, to separate it. They must go inside their heart and not engage with fear.
Yeah, of course. When you are in fear now, for example, Jesus, for example, is what I saw, was also one of these holograms which they created. That's why I had all the time this fear when I went into the church. So when I saw this Jesus there in the church, I felt, oh my gosh, this is not true. I cried. I was so scared. And I saw when we stayed in the fourth dimension in this matrix by the black hats, then I saw that this Jesus is a hologram of Lucifer, of Archangel Lucifer. It's him. So and then I saw a picture of Yeshua and that he had short hair, for example. He looked totally different. So they created so many holograms and they so they spread a little bit light, a little bit truth, and they mix it up with many illusions and lies that people are totally confused and they don't know what's wrong, what's right. And at the end, your heart is the strongest key. And this is what I get about Yeshua. They were able to transmute all these illusions through their strong heart connection, and that they were twin flames. They were so powerful together. They were able to transmute everything through their heart. It was like, it doesn't matter if it is a hologram or not, because I transmute everything. Yeah. And this is what I tell the people too. When they are tapping into fear now, into guilt and shame, then they got you. Because at one hand, this is one of the lowest frequency. On the other hand, you tap into here. And when you are centered in your heart, you can observe this all. It's this illusion, a simulation, and you are able to transmute everything. And then you can call Jesus. So, but you will still talk to Yeshua because you have no fear. Yeah. The heart is so much stronger.
So what you were saying is, because I know that even in different branches of religion, there is a war because Jesus's name is not Jesus, it's Yeshua. So when you're praying to Jesus, you're not. So what you're basically saying is the intent of your heart.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't go by Jesus, if his real name is Yeshua, because the intent of your heart, you're in the center of your heart, and that's where you're engaging with him. It's okay.
Yeah, it's so much stronger.
Yeah,
and you talk to the right source, you talk to the right angels, because there's so much confusion. There are people, they say Archangel Michael is just a hologram, he's a bad guy. So then other people say, no, Archangel Michael is a good guy. So at one hand, it represents duality to me, that we are in a war again, right? So all the time in a war, I'm right, you are wrong. Yeah, this game, this is this game by the dark ones. On the other hand, you can call Archangel Michael however you want, because when it's nurturing your soul and your heart, you talk always to the right archangels. There is no confusion because your heart is so much stronger to their created illusions. And we saw this last year. When Marcel and me trusted our intuition, for example, we took a seat in the train. So they programmed everything. Then passengers joined the train. We saw trains there was no driver in, for example, and buses there were no driver in. And then immediately passengers joined the train, and we're only surrounded by these holograms. And sometimes when our intuition told us, our heart, we have to leave the train now. We have to leave the train. So then we leave the train suddenly. And then they needed time to reprogram the matrix. For example, we were alone and there were no holograms around us anymore during a few minutes. And then they needed time to reprogram everything. And then the passengers and these people came more and more and more. So I want to say that our heart is so much faster than their created illusions to that technology.
Wow. That is so true. And if we can just understand that it's all about the heart and love, the true power of love, because it is a frequency, is the highest frequency. So what timeline did you see for humanity, Akura? Or what, at the end of all this incredible encounter that you and Marcel had, what truth were you left about the timeline of this earth that you understood?
I feel right now it's very chaotic. I feel it's an energetic war right now. It's like this galactic or cosmic war is coming down into our reality. This is what we can see all the time, this up and down, up and down. Many people feel it. This is always, one day it's very light, the next day, oh God, it's very dark and heavy. So much healing is happening too, because we were in a similar energy dynamic once on Earth. So many starseeds feel triggered as well, because it's like, oh no, please not again. So people start to remember, but they don't know what is true, what is right. Is this person a good guy, or which intention has this person? We were in a similar energy dynamic once, but I feel a lot of clarification is going on. Many light workers and starseeds are cleaning up all these negative timelines. And I feel it's a dance. Yeah. And I feel after this darkness, I don't know how long this would take. I'm not sure. Because to me, it seems like that the collective has it now in their hands. So I'm not sure if it's true, but I feel there is an event coming, an unexpected event. This is what I hear by my galactic team. It's suddenly unexpected. Nobody knows what it is. And then it's like, boom, everything is clear. This is what I feel. And then I feel much light is coming. So much light is waiting behind the darkness. But I don't know what will happen. So maybe it's getting super dark and super weird at first. I don't know. But I feel there's much light behind the darkness. Because this is also universal law here on Earth. Lights and shadows in balance. Not everything is only dark and not everything is only light here on Earth. It's all the time both. And when things are getting very dark, there is so much light behind the darkness. This is what I see for us.
So good. And I know I won't keep you much longer because it's really late in Germany.
It's okay.
But I'm having such a wonderful time talking to you. And I know our viewers are really enjoying what you have to bring. So my question is, for the viewers that are watching, the ones that are saying, how can I do my part? how can I play my part? Like there's a fire in them, a desire to play their part. What can you share with them from the knowledge that you have of how they can play their part, or what part?
Yes, stay in the present moment. Mm-hmm. Because in this present moment, you have all the power within, in every moment. So it's like, do not wait any longer. Mm-hmm. Marcel and me saw how suddenly it can happen so fast and you will lose your life, because this experience was very stressful and dangerous, and Marcel passed away almost, and me too, because this pain was so horrible. And we saw it by our own, how suddenly and everything is over. So it's about to live for real every moment. I know we are talking about it. Oh, live every moment. And it's like the last day in your life, but we don't do it. We don't do what our hearts are telling us. And all what we have is this precious little moment. And in this present moment, we can live our full potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the viewer that is watching, so for instance, they hear you talking and they want to engage in this to help bring about the right timeline. So what you're telling them is to stay in the moment in their heart and release what's in their heart at this moment in time. Is that what you're telling them?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Trust your heart, your impulses, and do what your heart tells you. When you want to create a picture or artwork, do not hesitate and do it. Don't question it any longer or say to yourself, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. Maybe next week I can do it. When it's here, when you have this deep feeling inside of you, hey, I want to create this artwork, do not hesitate and do it. When you want to call your family and say them only thank you, do not hesitate and do it.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
This is what I feel. Yeah. This is the current timeline or the global process by many people now, that they see we have only this little moment. Mm-hmm. And it is so confusing when we see the news, even by spiritual people, everybody's saying something else. It's the same with me. I'm also on this process, so maybe I'm wrong as well. So and all what we have is our heart.
Yeah.
And not more.
Yeah, that's so good. You know, when you were saying, for instance, if your heart tells you to do an art piece, paint something, do it. You know, because when we do that, we have no idea what that art piece that you are creating really has the potential and the power to do. Mm-hmm. Because again, if it takes an observer to create a reality, by me painting a particular art piece that my heart tells me to create in that moment in time, then I'm observing that particular art piece. So I'm creating that art piece, whatever it is that my heart tells me to do. And that's being a part now of this timeline. So we have no idea of the potential of the power that's behind whatever we feel in our heart to do for that moment in time. In other words, it's not just random stuff that we're doing. Oh, I'm just painting. It means nothing. You have no idea what your art piece can create, what it adds to the timeline. Like, for instance, you singing. Oh, you know, just sing a song. No, we have no idea what that song or the sound, the frequency that we release actually can add to this timeline that we are so wanting to see manifest. Mm-hmm. So I love what you're saying, because it makes so much sense. Because some people will be like, "What? Do art piece? That's so stupid. You know, I need to do something more. I need to do something more." But we have no idea what the power behind that is. So that's so powerful.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think it's a good example when you are in this process and you create a picture or artwork. So you have no clue how the picture will look like, but at the end you will understand why. It's like then you understand your life, you understand your past. But when you are in this process, you have no clue what's happening.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Boy, is that ever true. So anything else that you would like to share? Because again, I'm trying to be so conscious of your time and honor your time. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything that you want to, before we end, before I let you get some rest, is there anything that you want to add to the viewer, to the ones watching, or anything that's in your heart that you feel like you want to release?
At first, thank you very much for listening and that you are here. and remember your divine gifts. And you have, for real, only this precious moment. This is all we have. And I think this time right now is guiding us back into our hearts, and that we see a little bit through the eyes of a child again. That we see the intention of a person. Because you see, there are so many different information on YouTube, on social media. So, and we will see very soon which information was true or which not. But it doesn't matter. It's about the intention. When a person has a very good heart and a good soul, this is, I think, for me, that's New Earth, that we see the hearts of a person again.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, and that's so powerful, and so true. Thank you so much, Akura, and
thank you so much for inviting me to your show.
Oh my God, it's been such a pleasure. And for you guys, for our viewers, Akura, we're going to have all her information at the end of the video. She does many things that she carries, and she is able to help facilitate different things for different people. Akura, what are some of those things that you do?
For example, I'm offering starseed origin readings because my basic work is to guiding starseeds in their awakening process. Or creating starseed light code activations, healing sessions as well, past life readings too. So, and I tune into the souls of the people, and then I start to talk intuitively. So I see pictures with my third eye, and then I start to talk.
Wow. So you have a lot to offer, a lot to offer. So I want to encourage all of you, just check her website. We're going to have her website out. She has a YouTube channel. She's on TikTok.
Instagram.
Facebook. So we're going to have all of that information. And thank you, Akura, so much for taking the time and coming here with us and sharing your heart, sharing your wisdom, sharing your experiences, and being so open and so willing to be vulnerable with what you've been through, what you and Marcella has been through, just to bring this truth that you've been entrusted with to humanity. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much for all what you do. I appreciate your work so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for all of you watching, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it. Like it, and please subscribe to us if you're being blessed by the amazing people that we bring from around the world, literally from around the world. And I encourage you to check Akura's all of her platforms out. And thank you so much for being here with us and allowing us to speak into your heart and to bring some facets of truth that we carry. We honor your time. We thank you all, and we hope to see you next time. God bless you, every single one of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Ciao.